Tonight, we bring you an update on the destruction Hurricane Irma has left in its wake.
And undocumented citizens in our community are creating a plan to combat the repeal of the DACA program.
And we take a look at the ever-growing issue over North Korea. You're watching Murrow News 8.
From Studio B on the campus of Washington State University, this is Pullman's only nightly newscast. This is Murrow News 8.
Good evening, I'm Majestic Storm.
And I'm Austin Getz. Thank you for joining us on Murrow News 8. Now breaking news coming out of Seattle. Mayor Ed Murray announced today that he will be resigning effective tomorrow at 5 p.m. This comes after another man came forward today claiming the mayor, who is his cousin, sexually abused him in the mid-70s. This man is the fifth to come forward alleging abuse from Murray. City Council member Bruce Harrell will take place of the mayor and after 5 days decide if he will complete the remainder of the term. First
Harvey, then Irma. The accumulation of damages total between $150 and $2 million. An expert economist says the rebuilding of a public infrastructure might not even be completed until the end of the next year, despite the hazardous terrain Hurricane Irma left behind. Florida State residents heading home must endure heavy rainfall as road workers continue to repair flood damages.
Southern cities like Savannah, Georgia, Jacksonville, Florida, and Charleston, South Carolina. Officials urging evacuees to be patient and wait to return when they're...
In the state of Florida, over 5 million people still left without power. The Florida State Governor expressed that in addition to power outages, gas and cell phone services are also unavailable or very limited in certain locations. Road signs are toppled over, boats are washed ashore, and streets are obstructed by fallen trees.
Many returning residents probably don't even recognize their own homes as the walls and roofs of several houses crumbled away. Highly affected areas include the Florida Keys, Miami, St. Augustine, Marco Island, Jacksonville, and Naples. The death toll of Hurricane Irma has risen to 17 people. President Trump will visit Florida this Thursday in wake of these events. The air in eastern Washington is becoming visibly clearer of smoke, yet 2 new wildfires have spawned over the course of the last few days. Lightning struck just north of Cle Elum, Washington, causing a fire on the grounds of Jolly Mountain. It burned 32,000 acres and is 15% contained. The Eagle Creek fire in northern Oregon burned 35,000 acres and is 11% contained. Burn bans are still in effect given the wildfire alerts throughout the state of Washington. Well, it seems like the smoke has finally cleared up here in Pullman, but now the question is, when will we start feeling those fall temperatures? Majestic Storm has the forecast.
Well, Austin, what I can say is fall is quickly approaching throughout the inland northwest, with temperatures dropping to the mid-60s by the end of the week. Let's take a look outside right now. What our current temperature is 76, with our high topping off at 87. Now, this is a little bit hot than we are usually having at this time of the year. Most of the day we were in the upper 80s. Our high did reach 87. And even though today did feel like summer, expect the temperatures to drop later on this week as you prepare to finish off the school week. Now, tomorrow when you are heading off to school or going to work, prepare for chilly temperatures to start. You'll start your day at 62, but don't worry because those temperatures will increase throughout the day, topping off at 71 degrees. But again, like I said, the temperatures will go back down later in the evening at 72 degrees. Now let's take a bigger picture at the map of Washington State. We're going to start off over at Eastern Washington. Overall, it looks like we had a great, beautiful day in Eastern Washington. 88 degrees was a high for Spokane, 87 for Pullman. And as we look over to Central Washington, we do see how the temperatures have increased. Now, over in Wenatchee, the high was 85, but just want to let you guys know that they are still experiencing very heavy smoke because of those fires. Now looking over at our friends on the other side of the mountain, Seattle and Olympia are both sitting at 75 degrees. Later tonight, Seattle will go down to 55. Now let's take a look at our 5-day forecast and what to expect this week. As you can see, temperatures are slowly going to start declining as we go finish out the week and head towards Monday. On Thursday, you can see the temperatures are going to be 67 degrees, which is a lot cooler than what we've been experiencing. As we get ready for the game on Sunday, temperatures are going to be about 72, but as you can see later on in the evening, it is going to cool down. So Austin, as you prepare to head out and go to the game on Saturday, just want you to know that you will want to bring your coat.
Well, thank you very much, Majestic. Police are charging 7 people involved in a poaching ring that dates back to 2015. 6 adults and a juvenile are responsible for slaughtering over 100 animals, including black bears, cougars, and elk, leaving them to rot in southern Washington and northern Oregon. Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife captain calls it an absolute disgrace of conservation laws. Investigators plan to recommend charges against more people, some facing up to 60 counts of illegal hunting and wasting animals. The National Park Service is looking for volunteer shooters with firearm experience to thin a herd of bison in the Grand Canyon. The Park Service plans to thin the herd by using roundups and volunteers. About 600 bison now live in the region and are damaging park resources, biologists say. The numbers could hit 1,500 bison within 10 years if left unchecked. The Park Service gave final approval to the bison reduction plan this month. And for more information, you can go to www.fs.usda.gov. When we come back, we take a look at how the recent decision to end the DACA program has affected students right here at Washington State.
Also coming up, an update on the Russian collusion investigation.
Good one, son.
Last summer, my new dad took me on vacation. First, we went deep sea fishing. Wow!
I'm so proud of you, son.
And then we went on Thunder Shark. That was awesome! Let's go again. 3 times. I gotta say, it was pretty cool.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Oh, not again.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play, what you wear, how you dance, or even what direction life takes you. You just need to be there. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
Many are speaking out in protest after the Trump administration announced the end of the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, or DACA. However, Murrow News 8 Elizabeth Medina talked to a group of students at Washington State University who have grouped together in a special way in support of Dreamers.
For the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, or DACA program, are no longer being accepted, and final renewals are due by October 5th. Numerous WSU students are being affected and are worried about the cost of the renewal fee. The Crimson Group at WSU is raising money to help DACA students relieve their stress over this issue.
It's something that is impacting everyone emotionally, and I think at this point, at least people are coming together.
The Crimson Group is creating an application to determine who most needs their help.
Just keep it for possible deportations in the future.
Their goal is to raise $7,500 on GoFundMe during the month of September.
You know, this is like a chance. Someone's giving us 2 more years, so why not? And I don't want money to be a very barrier so students don't send in their applications.
The Crimson Group is also extending the application to DACA students at the University of Idaho in the efforts of supporting students in the Moscow-Pullman community. I'm Elizabeth Medina for Murrow News 8.
Former Vice President Joe Biden's daughter is claiming that her dad is considering running for the 2020 presidential election. However, Joe Biden has not officially commented on whether or not he will run. Biden lost his son Beau to cancer in 2015, tragically ending his campaign. Biden's daughter Ashley says that her father's current focus is now working with the Biden Foundation in their efforts to combat cancer. Former White House Chief Strategist Steve Bannon believes President Donald Trump's decision to fire former FBI Director James Comey was one of the worst mistakes in modern political history. In a 60-minute interview, Bannon asked whether he thought Comey's dismissal was the biggest mistake in political history. White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders signals that President and the White House stands by the president's decision to fire Comey. After this break, China works towards a better environment.
And the UN has passed strict sanctions on North Korea. More when we return.
My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
When you're out there, there's no telling what you'll find.
I see it, I see it! Oh, look at you.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
The United States Security Council voted unanimously to impose new sanctions on North Korea on Monday. The resolution is focused on achieving 6 major goals, some of which look to suppress smuggling efforts and stop joint ventures with other nations. United States Ambassador to the UN, Nikki Haley, said the UN is done with trying to prod the regime to do the right thing and are now focused on trying to stop it from doing the wrong thing. The new group of sanctions is the harshest imposed on North Korea yet.
China is planning on banning the purchase of new vehicles powered by gas and diesel engines. The announcement was made by China's Industry and Information Technology Vice Minister. As of now, the ban does not have an official start date. The ban is a step in China's plan to become the worldwide leader in electric vehicles, a goal that they set in 2010. China is a worldwide leader in greenhouse gas emissions, but under President Xi Jinping, the country is making an effort to become a global leader in environmental initiatives.
There are reports of ethnic cleansing coming out of Myanmar's western state of Rakhine. According to reports, the Rohingya, a Muslim ethnic minority, are being subjected to persecution, arson, rape, and even murder. As of now, a little more than 300,000 refugees have fled Myanmar into the neighboring country of Bangladesh. Refugees trying to return to Myanmar must provide proof of nationality, a tactic that disproportionately targets the Rohingya, who are denied citizenship even if they were born in Myanmar. We go to our next break. When we return, we take a look at a viral video of how some zoo animals handled the hurricane.
Mom, can we get some ice cream?
Please, Mom, please.
No, we're having dinner soon.
Please.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
Dad's home.
Yeah. The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
I'm Austin Getz.
And I'm Majestic Storm. Thank you for joining us tonight for Murrow News 8.